You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street hustling. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling. You gon' find me in the street. You gon' find me in the rain, 'cause pain is in my veins as I search and look for fame. This game is gonna change. I'm a all-day hustler, everyday hustler, big neck shuffler. I go and get them customers. Everything I do, you gon' see me with my crew, with a stack of CDs in the streets, getting that loot. People love me for my swag and my pimp walk drag. Got a vow in my house like I live in Baghdad. See these haters hate my life, it's alright with me, 'cause at the end of the night I'ma count my cheese. Got them screaming trick please, I'ma bring them to their knees. I ain't going out till my pot is filled up with them peas. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street hustling. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street hustling. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street hustling. You're gonna find me hustling, every day hustling, making money hustling, in the street hustling.
Check, I'm getting mad, it's money time, I'm ready now. Fourth quarter, got plenty time with vicious lines. Started off a star, now I'm a galaxy. Remember me, the one that sold 50,000 in the streets. No industry, so the only competition is the person in the mirror looking back at me. Wanna find me? I'm posting on every block in the black sea with Christians. So listen in, so listen in, 'cause my name about to travel.
Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Listen, the Rookie of the Year race has tightened. Sure favorite Olivia Miles, not so sure. Asia Wilson, has she solved the Jackie Young problem? And yes, it's the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese fire burned out. Well, what a subject this morning. Welcome to the Gingerbread Man Show. This is Steady Serving Sports ENT, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, K-Sap. What's up, K-Sap? What's going on, boss? I see you in the chat. Shout out to the Full Court Trio. Shout out to the Players Club. Cut That Ish Real Talk Sports. And of course, my baby girl, So Pretty Tony, Court Vision with So Pretty Tony, and my brother Duvall. Y'all already know. Y'all already know how we rolling. We got motion. Boss, if you come in and want to elaborate, you could go ahead. But this subject right here, we got motion. Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all just how it goes. You know, from the kickoff, the get-go, from the run of 3 years ago, we have been in here trying to push and put out the fires that white MAGA America have put out there. Now, when I say white MAGA, not necessarily white MAGA, I'll say white catered to individuals. And as I always take y'all back, it started off with a young white girl that has nothing to do with the agenda. She has nothing to do with it. I know this is going to be an uncomfortable conversation, but we're going to have it today. Since Jason Whitlock could go on and have wigs on and cry and beg for mercy for Caitlin Clark and do all of these different illiterate things, you know, and he's very, very versed. I would have to say, guys, this morning, I have to nip it in the bud. Because The Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark started 3 years ago, and then, of course, the victory, LSU over Iowa Hawkeyes. But it couldn't just be a normal win victory and a loss victory. The president's wife, President Biden's wife, she felt so bad for someone that looks like her, and the girls that look like her were crying on the court, wiping each other tears, including, you know what I mean, Stokely over there. You know, she like bright, but you know, she probably couldn't tell the difference. But the thing is that Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes lost, and they were crying on national TV. And you had this pretty brown skinned young lady that was heckling and saying, "You can't see me," and doing the same thing that Caitlin Clark has been doing the whole time of the tourney. She waved off, as we know, her teammate that she has right now, Raven Johnson, and had Raven Johnson actually seek counsel for that whole summer. Raven Johnson did not come out of her room for months. Tanaya Latson said for months she was trying to get her out of her room. She gained over 25 pounds just sitting there and being just a sad little puppy because of what Caitlin Clark had did to her previously in the game before LSU and waving her hand in front of her face and saying, "You can't see me," which, you know what I mean, that is, you know what I mean, what those who know what it means, they're talking your ish. But the president's wife, Miss Biden, Joe Biden's wife, Miss Joe Biden, she didn't really have a fancy of that. And she didn't really like the way that things had transpired between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and did not want it to look like the black girls won. And they get the only reward. So the second trophy began with Miss Biden inviting the Iowa Hawkeyes along with LSU to the White House, which has never been done before. But Miss Biden could not bear Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes lost to this pretty brown-skinned girls. She could not take that they were crying, and this was the last, you know what I mean, the last time that maybe she would see someone of that stature in that position, not knowing Caitlin Clark would return the next year with South Carolina. So she made it her point to invite the Iowa Hawkeyes along with LSU, and we denied. It all started from there, and then, of course, white America, definitely, when the president's wife goes on TV, and a Democratic, that supposedly liberal, that had enough fuel for them to galvanize and get behind Caitlin Clark, and the machine started then. They have begun to put in what they need to put in and show the things that they need to show you that Caitlin Clark deserves to be worshipped. Caitlin Clark is the best thing smoking. Caitlin Clark is definitely what is happening in basketball for women. Miss Biden set off a trend to let people know the dominance of Caitlin Clark and the Great White Hope. The superiority of the media. Going into the media, the superiority of the media, the superiority on YouTube, the superiority on TikToks, the superiority on Instagram, the superiority on Facebook. All of the social media platforms had Caitlin Clark plastered all over the place. The commercials when you go to Hulu, when you go to the different platforms of Amazons and the Peacocks, you seeing when it comes to sports or anything that's previewed on NBC, CBS, ABC, wherever you went, you saw Caitlin Clark being put in the forefront, face, front, and center. Meanwhile, they were trying to absolutely whitewash the loss that she had, the double loss that she had to Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Two black girls. Of course, Camila Cardoso is a light-skinned black, of course, from Brazil. But nevertheless, she's a young black girl that beat the Iowa Hawkeye back-to-back loss. There is so much hate in the world. Why do we have to perpetuate that hate? And two young ladies that just want to play basketball. Why do we want to try to seal America's fate into two young ladies that just wants to play basketball? When I say two young ladies really do just want to play basketball, that's all they really want to do. But because Caitlin Clark and the people that is behind Caitlin Clark have been able to be weaponized against the culture in Black America and the LGBTQ community. Caitlin Clark has been weaponized against these young ladies that has not done not one thing to any of the individuals personally. Jason Whitlock, along with all the others, have made their way of putting themselves in the way of Black America and white America. And they found a way to make money on YouTube through Caitlin Clark. There has been a side that has to be chosen. And it was chosen for Jason Whitlock. Being that Jason Whitlock, John the Liquidator, and Angel, and all of these different names that can be put out there, all of these Clarkies, Pope B. Frank and those, I'm going to say the name because I want it for a universal record that times and years, and when I'm gone, this will still be here. Years and 50, 60 years from now, this will be here to document. So yes, I said their names, and they're going to be on the wrong side of history as they are right now. They quickly saw Caitlin Clark go up and rise to the rafters. They saw an explosion of everything, the media, the social media, the white journalists and the editorials and the papers. They said right away, YouTubers say, wait a minute, hold on, this is something for me to lick my chops on. This is something that I can make $1 on. As they now finding themselves crying in the bed, and Caitlin Clark is trying to, hey, listen, time for bed, cry babies. It's about to be nighty night for you. Using her name as the star starts to come down out of the sky from the clouds. As the star starts to fall towards the ground that was put up so high that you thought the star was the sun. But the sun gonna always shine because the sun is always there. It's gonna be there, and it's much bigger than a star. The point I'm making is the WNBA is full of stars. The WNBA has the platform for all women to have their time and shine for basketball. This is a situation where we have to look at history in itself. We have to look at history in what it is for itself. Not only he has, and he should not be making a Crazy Train video. He's actually one of the crazy people that's part of the Crazy Train. So crazy, no crazy. This is what my wife said, because she crazy. She say, well, listen, crazy knows crazy. And, you know, most times crazy, you know what I mean, they can get along with each other and they don't have it battle out most times. But Jason Whitlock has went so far. Thank you, She Wins. I'll post this per She Wins.
Caitlin Clark behaves poorly on the court. I want to show you last night when I knew. This is when I knew. This is in the first quarter. I think maybe 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And that's when I was like, oh, Houston, there's a problem tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
Did you see it? It's just a little small thing, but I want you to look at it. Looks at the ref, yells at him. Small thing, but I want you to look at it. Looks at the ref, yells at him. Did you see it? It's just a little small thing, but I want you to look at it. Looks at the ref, yells.
Did y'all see that? Do y'all see that? She wanted a foul. She wanted a foul to be called. Did y'all see that? Let me show you once again.
Thing, but I want you to look at it. Looks at.
She wanted a foul to be called when there was no foul to be called. She wanted a foul to be called.
Did you see it? It's just a little.
She leaned in and she wanted a
little
foul.
Small thing, but I want you to look at it. Looks at the.
She's throwing a tantrum. See, stuff like this, you guys. You see this guy with a powdered face. This is a Caitlin Clark fan. This man here is a Caitlin Clark fan who happened to go on at the same time I went on yesterday, and I definitely baked his ass. This guy's infamous of pushing the agenda of women basketball sucks. See, y'all got to understand the mind games that Jason Whitlock is playing. He don't want women basketball to succeed. He never wanted the girls to get paid the money that they're getting paid. He never really was entertained at all, ever, for the WNBA. If you go back and you track 2 years ago, before Caitlin Clark started the reign of taking off and rocket shipping, you could see Jason Whitlock and his minions on his show talking about the WNBA not succeeding. You could see him on there actually talking about him and his minions, that Angel Reese is far best, the worst player of any kind. You can see him on there criticizing all the young ladies, you know, and their choice and selection of their, you know, sexuality, you know, talking about the mob and the LGBTQ mafia. Yeah, some of that was true. Some of that was true. Because where's smoke, there's fire there too. But we look past some of the truth because the lie, the falsehood, the different disrespectful things that has to be brought up and talked about, those things has to be put in front. Jason Whitlock made it obvious, along with John the Liquidator and all of the other minions, that is a part of the trouble that we're having now. Brown-skinned people, Ben Daniels also, you know, not like us, is, you know, a son to them. also. So, you know, he has to be counted. But the thing is that you have black people are the #1 agenda pushers on YouTube. I have not seen more channels of black people campaigning for and advocating for Caitlin Clark as we do Angel Reese. But now abundantly, because of people like my main man, KSAP, and you know, if I could call their name, I could call the other ones. You know, and Sway and from Chicago, Sky, and Quita and others. Those were the ones that I watched those shows first. And I was like, man, it's only 4 channels, 5 channels maybe, talking about Angel Reese. And I was like, man, what did this girl do? So bad. I watched the game. That it was so obvious that they didn't want this to be about the white girl. They didn't want it to be about the white girl. They wanted to be about the fans being disrespected and appalled of Angel Reese doing disgusting ghetto things. They were making it up to fans that was insulted that she was not being classy by doing what Steph Curry always does. The John Cena that Caitlin Clark has already been doing. They wanted to make a point. They wanted to make a point that this ghetto girl, this non-classy thug, was messing with their Scarlet, was messing with their Snow White, was messing with their Miss Daisy, because they were driving Miss Daisy home and they could not believe that someone would have an attitude to get behind Angel Reese. An outcry poured out. But Mr. Whitlock, Jason Whitlock, is now begging you to forgive Caitlin Clark. He's asking for a public forgiveness and saying that she's broken. He tries to get rid of the signs that he's given all along. The Angel Reese just wanted to play basketball. All along, the Angel Reese wanted to give Hodge to the ones who came here before her and said that she loves the people that came before her, and much love, and it would never be her before they came. And give the union its credibility to stand on what needs to be stood on in the WNBA world. This is a serious subject that we have to really look at the flaws of America. Look at the flaws of what's going on in America. And has the fire gone out? because the fire looks like it's burning out. The candle looks like it's melted to the end. The sun looked like the nighttime burn is about to be over. Jason Whitlock is begging forgiveness for Caitlin Clark's antics that she's doing on the court. Jason Whitlock is begging for you to look past that she has mental issues. This is what he used, not me. He wants you to say that she's broken, that she's an unhealed person. But they want to recant the things that they have said about the women's basketball would never be successful. They also said that it would never be successful on the Indiana Fever when they already went to the playoffs. And listen, him and his minions had nothing to say. So the next year they had a plot plan and an agenda to say if they do well without Caitlin, we'll just say that they are making and building a team around not Caitlin, but around the players that they want, the Raven Johnson, so we can still make her a victimized piece of work that we could continue to make money off of. As they continue to do their distribution of dysfunction and lies and disgusting tributes to chaos, Angel Reese continues to grow. Angel Reese continues to shine. As they burnt her up like a phoenix and put her deep in the ground and tried to show how bad she really was, tried to show you that she is not a player that even need to be in the WNBA, that quoted that she should have never been drafted. Good morning, Mama June, I love you. Showing that she should have never been a choice or a selection at any time. Not only that, she fell in the draft from probably being the number 1 or 2 draft pick to the number 7 draft pick. And Angel Reese, like a phoenix, Angel Reese becomes the fastest player in the WNBA history to reach 900 career rebounds in just 71 games. Alongside that, 900 points. Angel Reese is consistently showing up for her team and being there no matter what it was, if it was on the Chicago Sky, now the Atlanta Dream. So much so far that the star rising so big in Chicago that the roaches had to go and hide up underneath the couch, underneath the kitchen table, underneath the cabinetware, up into any holes, because Angel Reese's star was shining so brightly that Michael Alter say, hey, wait a minute, hold on. I got something else going on over here. Good morning, MSL. I got something else going on over here, Angel. Angel shining too bright. We got to get rid of her because the dysfunction that was going on here in Chicago. Angel Reese has definitely outshined and outclassed all of those disgusting mega hat win people. All of the disgusting Joe Biden wives galvanized behind people. All of those who said that she was not even a WNBA player. How can she not be a WNBA player when there is a record of her breaking records? But this is a case of the blacks must be stepped on and the whites must be lifted in the clouds. This is another case of where you got becking, bucking ninjas, catch it and fetch it ninjas, dance and put your head down, don't look at me niggas. Yeah, the ninjas is very, 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 very exposed at this time, boss. They have their bow and arrow as they try to shoot in the heart of Angel Reese because of a kind person she is. What's up, LOLO? Brother Van Victory. Because of who she is, because of the kind things that she does. That's right, Brian Lewis. You get them, Brian Lewis. These things, T. Camilla, you stay on it. These things that I'm trying to tell you, that we had to campaign for 3 years, 3 seasons. We had to campaign and we had to pull ourselves together just so that we can say that this girl is a part of history in the making. We had to get together. We had to come together and form together. Even though, yes, let me look you in your eye. Yes, there are Angel Reese fans that are dumb, that are foolish, that want to infight too, that wants to gangbang in all ghetto-ish terms, that is really selfish of not sharing the weight, the load, because of fear of someone else, the crabs in the barrel, going to take some money out your pocket when it's a whole YouTube world. And Angel Reese is a multitude of a star, but they can't see it. They want to debate people that already is on the same team. They want to find debatable subjects to go against someone that's already on the platform that they're on, to go and cheer on the same person that they are cheering on. We had that early in the Angel Reese campaign. I have to talk about it because some of you guys seen it. Those people we don't talk about or mess with, because if you don't want to join forces and if you don't want to be a person that is for good, for righteousness, we don't need you around here. If you're not a person that wants black people to rise up, no matter what the cause is, and agree to disagree and keep yourselves together, then we don't need to mention your name around here. Because you're doing a dysfunction. You're taking us and setting us back with your whack ass behavior. Shout out to my baby girl, Sister Victory. You always support this channel. I thank y'all, man. If you got a super chat or a super sticker, because I have such a big agenda, if you have a super chat or super sticker that y'all want to put out and support this cast, support me like Jason Whitlock is getting supported with garbage, but me giving the food to the labor of what we have to do to show that Angel Reese is her, is the one, is the phoenix, is the player that they wanted to overlook, but the star was so brightly to shine. And he was talking about conduct. We also here as Angel Reese supporters have to conduct ourselves in righteousness too. You are not off the hook to act foolish. You're not off the hook to act crazy. Even though this can drive you crazy, even though we see what Jeff Pagliosha and Michael Alter and Nadia Rollison had tried to do, and also we don't know if it was a conspiracy in total to try to sit Angel Reese and shut her down, even by the Chicago Sky. Because never have I seen a team that intentionally get bad players to put around a mega star. I have never seen in all of my days a GM, a Jeff Pagliosha, go out and seek second, third, and fourth grade tiers of players to put around Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. I've never seen that happen, but yes, it did happen in Chicago. This has happened here in the city of Chicago where Jeff Pagliosha, the fry guy, the one who mops the floors, that shines the windows, that goes around and makes the fries for each and every different burger, chicken McNugget, and fish sandwich. Jeff Pagliosha had became in charge of the Chicago Sky with an agenda not to continue on as a winning team. You can say, oh, he really tried, not with second, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth grade tier of players putting around Angel Reese, people that couldn't even dribble the basketball. People who couldn't even pass the ball. People right now today that's still on the team that has the widest open looks that she ever had in her whole entire career, missed shots. Rachel Banner. I can't make this up. So yes, us over here with the Angel Reese campaign and the Angel Reese supporting class and group and people, we do have to show better flavor in our culture, because you can't get away with it, because we're here not to let them get away with it. And we have to check ourselves. They say check yourself before you wreck yourself. Chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Well, we have to do a check and balance on our own, but we can do that. Those of us that's here that supports Angel Reese, we're able to do that. We here in this culture, on this side of the railroad tracks, the side of the train tracks where they didn't allow you to come over. They clearly put a train track there. But on this side of the train tracks, we have to be able to understand what it is that we looking at. Good morning, B. Beckham. Big dog, we have carried a load over here on this side of the Angel Reese tracks that we have to understand that this is definitely a fracture that started 3 years ago. And we watched that baby girl get beat on for 2.5 years before now, right now, the outpouring love for Angel Reese, the outpouring things that comes with Angel Reese and supporting Angel Reese. This is what you see when you already knew what it was. So therefore, you keep trying to put mud and dirt on top of where the sun shines, but the sun is going to shine there and a flower going to come out or something green that is good for us. It's going to come out of that dirt. It always happens that way. So now they're calling Caitlin Clark crooked-eyed and crazy. They're trying to make you guys forgive Caitlin Clark for being mentally disparaged. They want you to know that there's some type of mental properties that are missing in the toolbox with a lot of bolts that's loose. Jason Whitlock will go on.
Ref yells at him. That's crazy. She tried to draw a foul. There was no foul. And then you turn to the refs and yell and scream at them like they've done something wrong. This has been going on her entire career in the WNBA, and it was there in college. If you remember, her daddy had to tell her, hey, shut up and cut it out. This has been going on since college, and this is what Kari Champion is pointing out. And I've been pointing it out. Her dad's been pointing it out. People that care about her have been pointing it out. And this is why we have to come to grips with, hey, man, she's somewhere on the spectrum.
So I was like awkwardly kind of waiting for a second, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to go for it. They can adjust.
She has acknowledged that she has some mental issues as it relates to injuries, and anybody that watched her realized she got some self-control issues. We may end up at some point having a Caitlin Clark fatigue video.
I can't
A Caitlin Clark fatigue video.
do this anymore, man. My head's about to explode.
This is my point. They're tired. They're tired, and they're running out of lies. They're running out of lies. Thank you, Mama June Brown, for the $4.99, the $5 super chat. She said, great content, bro, Claude. Yes, ma'am. I thank God for giving me this day to be able to wake up to bring this content to you. I thank him and praise him for waking me up this morning and making sure that I still have my family, that I have my wife that's in my bed, coming home from work, sleeping, and my children that are growing and graduate. I had a graduate this year from high school. And I thank him for me being solid, even how hard it gets. It's really hard, you guys, and I'm staying faithful because YouTube don't pay so much. But I believe in Angel. I believe in Angel. And I believe in the WNBA girls that's there, not the league, but the girls. And I want to support the girls, the women. Jackie O and Asia Wilson, more after these messages.
Soldier that the streets talk about. If it ain't making money, ain't nothing to talk about.
So we want to know what's going on over there in Las Vegas. Las Vegas has been doing a smart thing and keeping everything. The main thing is to win. After a tumultuous couple of days on a loss, well, you had Kennedy Carter, you can't guard her. Talk about things on how she was feeling at the time. As we can see, if we want to give excuses for Caitlin Clark, we definitely got to have an excuse for our own. Kennedy Carter is a special type of player. Kennedy Carter, you can't guard her. We know from Atlanta and the trouble that she had with Courtney Williams, that Kennedy Carter can actually snap off and be a part of the slap a whole tribe. We know that she wanted to have violence with Courtney Williams, and Courtney Williams with just, you know, her classiness and being a veteran that she was, walk away from disparity. All hot and bothered, Kennedy Carter wanted to go a little farther. Bars. But the Atlanta Dream said, you got to get on, you got to get on, you got to get the hell out of here. So she left the campaign of the Atlanta Dream organization that they were having trouble themselves. They were already in shambles and trying to figure it out, and let alone got players about to fight each other in Atlanta. Kennedy Carter is a special type of player. She can light it up like no other. Kennedy Carter is probably one of the most aggressive players that you could see playing in women's basketball. Kennedy Carter is definitely dominant from her position. Kennedy Carter have a special type of talent and a special type of skill that no, Caitlin Clark does not have. She does not have the dribbling ability, the twing, cross, slide, behind the back spin move. She don't have that. It's developing. Maybe one day she have it. But this girl, not even Kennedy Carter, who had been sent from the Atlanta Dream with trouble and turmoil. And then, of course, what had happened was on the Los Angeles Sparks, what had happened was that she was relieved from there too. Kind of like disturbing when it comes to someone that we know that has certain type of anxiety or anxiousness situations going on, but no one was campaigning for Kennedy Carter. No one cared about Kennedy Carter. Matter of fact, Kennedy Carter went to the worst organization in the WNBA. And in the worst organization in the WNBA, there was a light bright person named Teresa Witherspoon, who in the despair in her not knowing what such a butt dung organization that this is, Teaspoon wanted to advocate for Kennedy Carter, to bring Kennedy Carter because of a special connection that she had with Kennedy Carter, and she know how spectacular this young lady can play. She know that this lady have capabilities that no other basketball player in the W has. Kennedy Carter is one of ones in her talent. Because Kennedy Carter, at her 5-foot stature, you can't guard her. She's a bad young lady. She's a young lady that causes trouble to every defense in the W. But with the things that is going on in her mind, the things that she shows in her mind, they wanted to throw this young lady to the trash can. As the other young lady throws outright tantrums to referees, disrespect coaches, have meltdowns in the middle of the court, She gets grace and glory. She gets grace. She gets glory. She gets talked about as if, oh my, Caitlin has mental problems. We have to help her. She has something going on with herself. This is what they say. I'm not saying that. But this young lady, who is very overzealous, who is very passionate, you don't see her disrespecting her coach or coaches on the staff. She might have problems with other players. She might also have problems with calls. But you've never seen her go at a referee the way that Caitlin has. That's just the truth of the matter. It's very rich. It's very, very rich. No, the subject is very rich. Not because she's rich, but the subject of the kind and the nature. Kennedy Carter went over to the Chicago Sky and was picked up off the streets to give a chance, a third chance, as my brother Duvall would say. And of course, things happen, passion happened, and at least it was behind doors. Yes, you heard it behind doors. You heard things going on behind doors after a loss that they had, I believe, in Minnesota. But it was locker room things, not things that poured out on the floor, not things that was walked away from coaches or yelling at coaches, not those type of things. Kennedy Carter was let go from the Chicago Sky. Traded for nothing. Jeff Pagliosha said, I want nothing to do with her. Jeff Pagliosha said, streets, you can have her. And gave a blackballing ideology behind her that she would mess up anyone's organization. Don't get behind her. Wow, meanwhile, we got things that's going on with Miss Clark. Meanwhile, we got compassion for Miss Clark. But throw Kennedy away. This is what we are here for, to expose injustice and demise of a young black girl that just need a little bit of help. That is a lot of help when it comes to a WNBA program. But we can find people and we can find those type of, tools and things, because from what we see, Kennedy Carter is far more superior of a player than Caitlin Clark is. From what your eyes tell you. She's a 3-level scorer. She can play defense. She's not bad on defense. She can play on defense. You're just not going to bake her and cook her. She has some type of pride on defense. Kennedy Carter was let go by the Chicago Sky, blackballed for over a year, but she's back on the Las Vegas Aces. And now that the Las Vegas Aces has picked Miss Kennedy Carter up, Miss Kennedy Carter finds her way back to the social media platforms. Yes, Kennedy Carter finds her way back to the social media platforms. Someone needs to take her phone. Someone needs to help Kennedy Carter and not have her like this little old thing that is going on in her brain. Just can't get right. Because not only me, Teresa Witherspoon also got faith in Kennedy Carter. Bro, Claude, but she's reckless. Isn't most champions are great basketball players? She got other stuff going on. Well, Caitlin Clark got some things going on too. So bad that Mr. Whitlock is on there white face with a wig on with some sunglasses. That's how crazy they are. But Teaspoon will tell you something about Kennedy Carter.
Carter's so special. There's a belief and confidence that she has in herself that no one can really understand. It's because of the journey that she's had to really take, and no one will really understand that journey. But if I can give you just a little bit of insight of how hard it was for her, how difficult it was for her, you know, there were give-up moments. There were moments when you didn't want to go on because the first thing you think is, why me? And my thing was change your verbiage. Why not you? Why not you to make a difference, to make a change, to show people that you can take this journey and you can make a difference and show that you truly belong. And she's doing just that with that belief factor, the confidence that she has in herself and what she brings to the table. She knows what she brings to the table, and she's an incredible young lady. She's an awesome young lady. We all have our different ways of being. We've all gone through certain things, certain paths, certain ways that we might want to change and make different. And she's done that. She's taken control of the narrative, and she's changed things for the good and the better of herself.
Listen, and
So Teaspoon broke it down to you. Everyone has their way. Everyone has their way. We are all different people. We have similarities in looks, alikes, in some gestures of a kind. But we're all infinite, different type of people. Meanwhile, Jackie Young, the gun, is going through a situation that she has been going through, is in a slump, and the GOAT has to deal with these type of things on her team. Asia Wilson has to navigate both sides. Angel Reese, I'm gonna do it tonight, MSL. I got an agenda and then I gotta get out of here. Angel Reese has found her way to the Atlanta Dream. Kennedy Carter has found her way to the Aces. And Teresa Witherspoon has found her way to the airways and panels. Those three women are continuing on to be successful without the disparage or the trauma that has been set here by us as the Angel Reese fans, but also Chicago Sky fans. We still suffer. But Asia Wilson has to be able to navigate with Kennedy Carter being on her left and her right hand, Jackie Young, the gun, is also going through slumpage and things that are personal going on, that they saying things happening with Dejanay or with Alyssa Smith is there on that team, and she has 1, 2, 3 players that has different odds and things that goes on right now with the Aces, but she's able to navigate. And how graceful this young lady is. No one wants to put A'ja Wilson at the top of their agenda. No one wants to really put A'ja Wilson to the person that she really is, and that is the GOAT. She is the greatest basketball player of all time. Not just in her play, but how she deals with things, how her presence of how she looks on things, how she navigates with other players and tries to OG. No, Kennedy Carter was on the Twitter. She was on the different threads and all of these things. The GOAT spoke with just the like. With just the heart. When people needs to grow up, she hearted it. She speaks in encrypted fashion to say, okay, Kennedy, that's enough. Knock it off. Cut it out. Put your goddamn phone down. We got a championship to win. A'ja Wilson have been highly disrespected when players put other players in front of her, when we all know and see that she is the greatest of all time. You can have your GOAT all you want to, but your GOAT is not the truth of the matter. You can have your greatest all you want and who you think that will be, but I'm talking about who the hell is. And you're not going to talk about who the hell would be, and then you don't acknowledge who is. You're a liar in itself. And she is not to be played or disrespected. Not while I'm here. A'ja Wilson is the true GOAT and should be talked about first when it comes to women's basketball conversations. Yes, it's all good what Caitlin does. Yes, it's all good what Angel does. But guess what, goddammit? A'ja Wilson is the bar, is the standard. It is what it is. The greatest player of all time. We are able to put our eyes on someone who is the best player of the 30 years of watching on the court, and she's young. And we look because of our personal ties, our emotional, overly emotional takes and longings and feelings for what has happened to Angel and the protection and the govern of the daddyhood, the unclehood, the cousinhood, the sisterhood, the brotherhood of protecting Angel. We have looked past someone who has stood in the midst of it all and ignored as if she is not her. What madness is that? We all fall short on who we have a gauge on. But let this podcast be evident that there is no other player, there is not one player in the WNBA that is better than A'ja Wilson. She's one of one. She's one of one. She's black and she's beautiful. She's a glorious thing to look at. She is a beautiful icon for all young girls. A'ja Wilson did it right. She came up out of the mud, reigning from a championship in South Carolina, coming to the WNBA and going through the highways and byways and ranks. She did it the right way. She will not be ignored on this platform or disrespected in front of me, ever. Because I have to remind you, that A'ja Wilson is the true GOAT, the greatest of all time, that lives among us as we watching her for the next 4 to 5 to 6 years, maybe even. We get to put our eyes on this woman who's playing at the highest level and has the best integrity of a leader. With all of these things with Nalissa Smith, Jackie Young sideline drama, and Jackie Young on the court drama, and Kennedy Collar's on court drama and sideline drama, she has to navigate with Becky snapping off and going crazy. She has to navigate all of that. And she stands with a crown. Meanwhile, they try to give someone that has not done the work, someone that has not done any of its kind of work. They want to give her the crown. They want to give her the hardware, the royal scepter, and she has not earned it. They want her to be the one of wands over all of the wands. Meanwhile, she has someone named Raven Johnson on her team that's outdoing everyone and everything that has came to help Caitlin Clark. And Raven Johnson has did nothing to this crowd. While she has to look over her shoulder for Raven Johnson, A'ja Wilson is standing alone. It's a clear-cut view of who's the best player on the Las Vegas Aces, and it will be that way for years. The throne is yours, Queen. The throne is yours, and I'm here to give you your flowers, as if they don't want to give you your flowers. But I am here to make those people who watch this show understand that I'm just not talking my talk and shooting the shit. I am here to let you know that A'ja Wilson is legit. Bars. The most dominant force in basketball. But they want to give Caitlin Clark this throne. Yes, it's a game. But emotionally, this is not a game. This is pure dominance. This is the queen of basketball. You get it right when you come have a conversation with me. I don't want to talk about who is and who's coming and who will be. You talk to me and tell me who it is. And you say her name first before you come with all of that other fandom shit that you do. But you can't gonna get it past me because I keep a thing, the main thing. And this is what this show is all about. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna play. We're gonna have an agenda. And today is my serious day because you pissing me off with this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese shit that's going on. So is the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese fire burned out? Yes, it's going away. I'm glad finally we see chinks in the armor of Caitlin Clark that can't be put and covered up. And yes, finally, we get to see Angel Reese with a good team and how it looks for her. My last subject, Rookie of the Year race, has tightened. Sure favorite, Olivia Miles, not so sure. After these messages. Hey everybody, my name is Bro Claude, and I'm here to tell you about the best whipped organic shea butter on planet Earth. It just so happens to be my brand, Bread House Butters. It sheens, shine, heal, treats, moisturize, condition your skin. Not only is this the best shea butter for you, but it heals good, smells good, and feels good. It is the best moisturizer that you can use. It clears up any scars, scrapes, stretch marks, blemishes, rashes, bruises, eczema, psoriasis, and most intensified dryness of skins. You can put this on your face, your hair, and your body, and I'm telling you, this is the best product that you can use in America because, of course, we make ours and crafted, handcrafted in our own kitchen. So I'm asking for you guys to support the #1 product that you're going to ever be able to put on your body, Bread House Butters brand. And guess what? You can go to breadhousebutters.com. I said breadhousebutters.com and put your order in now. Thank you. And I appreciate everyone who supports. Miss Olivia Miles have proven to be an instant star in the WNBA. The second overall pick, who I told you guys a couple of years ago who she was. A couple of years ago, I appeared on the show that actually called Olivia Miles not a point guard. Said that she was horrible. Said that she was not a player that she would put players around, that he would put players around. There were various of such people who had said certain things about Olivia Miles that now they have to eat crow as they watch and they continue to watch and they continue to watch Olivia Miles go and flourish. Bro, Claude, you always rubbing that in people's face. Yes, I want to rub this in people's face because I've been around basketball players all my life, and I have been one myself. I have been around the game of football all my life, and I briefly was one myself, briefly. It took one hit for me to leave that football alone. But baseball, I have been around and have been an all-star playing baseball. As a shortstop. The Lynx rookie, Olivia Miles, cannot be stopped. Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reese is a 4-time WNBA Coach of the Year, 4-time WNBA champion, a newly inducted member of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for a reason. Reese painted a coach masterpiece in 2025 as the Lynx posted a franchise best record 34-10. But they fell short of capturing their first title since 2017. All-star forward Nafisha Collier, the face of the franchise, tore 3 ligaments in her ankle in the WNBA semifinals against the Phoenix last September. So who knows what could have been? But what Reese has done with the Lynx so far this season is even more impressive. Collier is still recovering from the 2 off-season ankle surgeries and should start on-court activities in the coming days, according to the team. But the Lynx are a league best 7-2 without her because the rookie second overall pick. Olivia Miles has been a historic level boy. And Reese has known exactly how to scheme around her new point guard. Miles posted 21 points and 8 assists in the Lynx season opener and became the 5th ever player to record 20-plus points and 5-plus assists in the WNBA debut alongside Candace Parker, Cynthia Cooper, Tanya Edwards, and Dawn Staley. Most recently, in the Minnesota 111-77 win over Phoenix on Monday, I told y'all, that's why I ain't even, listen, y'all, I went to bed last night. I knew the Mercury was gonna get. I couldn't do 2 back-to-back blowout games. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all had to forgive me. I just could not do 2. I couldn't do 2 blowout back-to-back games. That just was not finna happen, chat. That wasn't finna happen. And while we're here, man, if y'all would be so kind, to give a super chat or a super sticker to support this show, if you would be so kind to donate to the show, I greatly appreciate it. You don't owe me anything, and I appreciate you just coming and subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And also, you guys, join the channel. Connect with me. Share and grow with me. Share this podcast because guess what, y'all? I'm getting better. I was a little raw, but I'm getting better. And I'm going to be better because I told you guys I want to be better for you. Olivia Miles has scored in double figures in all 9 games and started the season, tying the longest streak by the Lynx rookie in franchise history. With Simon Augustus and Tanya Edwards, ESPN's posted on Twitter X. Y'all look at this though, man.
Won
This
4 in a row and enter with the WNBA's best record at 6.
Crazy work, y'all. Crazy work. Watch this, y'all. Watch this chat. Oh my goodness. What you say, BD? BD, what you say? Thread, what you say, BD? Please, this girl is crazy work. Look, oh my God. This is just crazy work. Crazy work. Olivia Miles is a star, y'all. And she's showing people how. She's showing them, she's showing them how to win. She's definitely showing them how to win. You know, y'all know how my computer be going sometimes. It be going crazy. Here you go. So we getting towards the end of it. Miles had 13 points in a perfect 5 for 5 shooting in the first half and finished the game with 19 points on 7 of 9 shooting from the field, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. According to the stat muse, Miles is the first rookie in WNBA history to post those numbers while shooting at 75%. Y'all hear that? She's the first rookie in WNBA history to post those numbers while shooting at a 75% clip. But all-star guard Courtney Williams, game high 30 points on 13 of 20. Shooting from the field is more telling. An encouraging stat line for the Lynx. Miles' stature as a pure point guard has allowed Williams to slide back into her original position as a shooting guard. Once healthy and motivated, Collier returns to starting 5, and the Lynx will be every bit of a title contender they were a year ago. And Miles may be the difference maker come autumn. Yeah, man. Read them and weep. Read it and weep. Eat crow. That's what you do, you hater. You eat crow because you told me that Olivia Miles wasn't nobody. And she wasn't a guard. And she wasn't a good point guard. And she wasn't a great point guard. And she can't do anything. And she can't lead a team. And you wouldn't build a franchise around it. That's why your ass ain't who you are. That's why you running around here with false narratives and false tips on your show. I said it. I don't give a damn. You know who I am talking about. Hey, Miss D. I don't give a damn about what y'all say. Olivia Miles is Olivia Miles. She is clearly was the rookie of the year, but not so fast. Not so fast. I know we're about to get up out of here, but we still got about 10 to maybe 12 minutes to go. Not so fast. Not so fast. AZ Fudd has entered the chat. Oh, AZ Fudd say, oh, you forgot about me? AZ Fudd said, did you forget about me? You gonna fud around and find out. And AZ Fudd is definitely talking back into the chat and saying, hey, y'all over there glazing. I see you over there, Uncle. You over there glazing, acting like you got off the AZ Fudd train. I see you over there. Well, watch what I do. And she say, got Olivia Miles all in your mouth. You over there talking that talk, but I'm coming. AZ Fudd is on a hot streak. And she heard some of you saying she was a bust. She heard from the Tweety Bird that y'all called her a bust. AZ Fudd gets real about teams picking on her defensively amid Wings' hot streak. You know, anyone who has watched Dallas Wings rookie AZ Fudd knows how gifted the 23-year-old offensively, but as has been the case for most of her young career up to this point, there's a whole lot more to her than game as well. Although in 2026, #1 pick overall, has only made 2 starts as a pro in the first 8 career games, which is all part of the larger development plan for Dallas. Fudd has been showing more and more signs that the defense details in her game are starting to show up in the WNBA level. The Monday 79-56 win over Seattle Storm was shining example, with Fudd logging a team-high 24 minutes. Dallas guard 5'11" frame proved to be an effect tool on both ends of the floor as she finished the game with 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and 1 block. Fudd, who is known to be more efficient shooter, struggles offensively as she made just one of her 3-point attempts. She was among the Wings' most impactful defenders throughout the contest. AZ Fudd is real, y'all. AZ Fudd is real. She said, y'all better stop talking about me, and Uncle, you better bring me up in your conversation. Okay, I will. Yeah, I saw that Myles Garrett was traded. I saw that Mama June. I saw that. I'm gonna get into my Shador talk on my football podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm finna make me a football podcast, and I'm gonna get into all of the games, the football games. You know, we're gonna be doing it on the Players Club. Of course, we're gonna be having NFL on the Players Club, but I'm gonna be doing like videos and lives on my football podcast. Got a football podcast. I got a men's basketball podcast coming that's growing right now. I got a universal podcast, you know, for basketball. I just love basketball, y'all, so much. That was my first love. You know, basketball was my first love. Then football, then baseball. But then baseball overshined football because I was able to be successful more in baseball. I ain't like people hitting on me in football. But y'all, listen, I appreciate everybody that came out and listened to me today. Turn on your notifications every time I drop a hot banger. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Be a part of this channel. And definitely, y'all, definitely. Oh, yes, sir. I see you in here, Brother Jonathan. Definitely, y'all. Keep the main thing in the comments. Tell me what you think and who you think is going to be Rookie of the Year. And the subjects that I covered, it's the fire gone from Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese battle. Is it gone? Let me know in in the comments what you think and how the WNBA will move on to greater and bigger things. And should the WNBA move on to greater and bigger things? Listen, y'all, I appreciate everybody that came out. Did I read the super chat? Okay, let me see, baby. Uh-oh. I didn't even see it. Thank you, boo. I didn't even see it, boo. I appreciate that. Let me see. Let me make sure I ain't passed nobody. Okay. I was probably reading when you sent this green thumb. I love you. I appreciate you. Says I should donate just because you left me to watch the boring game without entertainment. Yes, you should donate. I know that game was, but I told you, green thumb. I told you not to watch it without being laying in the bed. I watched it and fell asleep. I'm just saying, dogs and Doorbells is ringing. I had to yell at these children, boy. Listen, y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all. Green Thumb, you know already that game was I couldn't even talk about it today. I already told you what was gonna happen. That was a boring. Listen, it was hard. Listen, the Storm game was a hard watch. I had to call it. I was like, man, I know I was gonna go to sleep with that Mercury game. I knew I was gonna go. I had to yell people at the door. Man, it says they were both hard to watch. Yeah, they was hard watch. Let's get this win, ATL. Yeah, Vaughn. Let's get this win. So, like I said, man, so now I'm gonna close it out. I thank you so much, Green Thumb, for the super chat. I thank you so much. I really do. All of y'all who donate to this channel. Listen, turn on your notifications every time I drop a hot banger. Please share this channel, y'all. As y'all see me growing and getting better and plotting out getting a little bit more organized than what I'm doing. Getting a lot more organized. Hey, y'all, please, keep the main thing. Be good to one another. I thank you for what you've done. I thank you for what you do. And I thank you for what you will do. And as always, y'all already know, I leave as I came with another banger. Y'all, shout out to my family, all y'all in the chat. I love you. Hey, shout out to y'all holding my channel down for so long. And guess what? You join this channel, be a bread maker. Hey, man, you done joined the best channel in the neighborhood. Love y'all.
Something that's coming out the heart of the ghetto. Look at me now, mama. I'm doing this for you.